The Divine Bitch Podcast. Wake up, be aware, and live your life fully. Welcome to a new episode of the Divine Bitch Podcast. Join us when we journey into awareness, explore what it truly means to wake up, expand your consciousness, and live your life with presence.
The universe responds to coherence, not efforts. I'm going to talk about manifestation or manifesting, Anja.
With pleasure.
I know. So, the universe responds to coherence and not efforts. Mm-hmm. What is the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about or we use the word coherence?
Mm-hmm. For me, it's alignment again.
Mm-hmm.
It's being attuned to what is right, to what is on your path, and having the guts and the trust to follow that.
Mm-hmm. To follow that, and not with effort.
Not with effort, because everything that flows naturally will lead you to where you need to be. And when we try and influence that process by making it faster, for instance, which is a typically known, then we will get stuck. We will be more blocked than if we just trust the process, literally.
Mm-hmm. So especially it's not using your willpower to get what you want.
Willpower is good because it's a force that we have arising from the bottom of the spine to make sure that we can complete stuff. But it's not always necessary. Why would we put effort in something if being in a natural space brings us there as well? Mm-hmm. I think it's difficult to be fully coherent at all times, but you feel that things are flowing automatically. You feel that it takes a lot less effort than normally to get what you want, basically. Mm-hmm. It's basically also the process of manifestation is like you sometimes it's there and then it gets on your path, not the other way around. It's not by dreaming about something and by putting the necessary effort in to push something in a certain direction that you get there.
Mm-hmm. In the book, you write about different steps of manifestation. The first one is the intention. The last one is the gratitude. Mm-hmm. So I would like you to take us along in, it shouldn't be the steps. Again, it's not about theory, but what is an effortless manifestation process?
I think there's a lot of misunderstandings as to what manifestation often is. A lot of people think it's about action. And I usually call it the 80-20 rule. It also applies to manifestation. It's a lot about intention setting. And I usually put in an intention in the long term and in the short term. Two different intentions, making them visual, making sure that it becomes a creation that you live with on a daily basis. And then only the remaining part, the remaining 20%, is the action. Mm-hmm. So the 80 is about your intention setting and the whole energetic process of what you are trying to create and really embodying that creation. If you want to become a writer, embody being a writer. So feel on a daily basis what it is to be a writer. Visualize it. Make a mood board of it. Yeah. And then writing will come to you. And it's only at the final steps that you then need to take action and find a publisher, for instance, and make sure that, those things are getting out there, getting done in the world. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of misunderstanding about it. What I also notice is that there's a lot of wanting and a lot of desires. Mm-hmm. But the frequency of wanting and hoping is different than the frequency of knowing. So if you keep on hoping that you will buy a specific type of car before you're 25 years old, for instance, then you are less likely to manifest that car than if you use the knowing energy to get there. And it's like, I always say to clients, you know, how do you manifest? It's close your eyes and hope that you will get something. And then they have a certain feeling with that. And then I said, now close your eyes again and imagine that the sun will come up the next day. You know that every morning when you wake up, the light will be there for you. How does that knowing feel? And it's different. Most people tell me hoping is excited. Knowing is something much more relaxed. It's much more comfortable. It's lower in the body as well. So I would say the 80-20 rule and the knowing energy are the two key conditions to do a good manifestation. And then it always starts with a good intention setting. So write down what you want to manifest for yourself in the next 12 months and do the same in the next 5 years or 10 years in the long term. Yeah.
And how do you work with your intended manifestation in the periods? Do you repeat those manifestations, those affirmations, maybe those intentions, or do you set them and let them go?
What I tend to say is that routine is very important. If you manifest, you do that on a daily basis. And manifestation is about writing down the intention and then visualizing that intention in your head. Make images about it. You can do that in different ways. I usually imagine that I have a big television screen in front of me where what I really desire, what I really intend, comes to life. So it's like as if I'm watching a movie about my own manifestation. And then I realize often that I am in the wanting, hoping, dreaming mode, because manifesting is dreaming, let's call it like that, and not letting go of the dream. Yeah? And then I turn that into a knowing mode. So it becomes a lot less exciting, but it becomes much more part of my daily life. And repetition is really important. I don't manifest once a week. When I manifest, it is a daily thing that I do. And I can do it in the evening, but you know, if you have it very clear in your head what manifesting is, you can also do it during a lunch break, for instance. You know? Make it also a pleasant thing. What often happens is that if you visualize a manifestation, that the story changes. It becomes much more specific. It takes different angles at times, but you see a lot more details as well. And what happens then is that you start to notice signs of that manifestation in your daily life. You notice that you act differently, you get in touch with different people that will potentially help you to manifest what you intended.
One of the sentences from your book, and I really liked it, and that's why I'm going to read it out loud now, of course, is you don't manifest a life, you manifest a direction.
Yeah, true. True, because you will create that life, yeah. But in order for you to be the creator of your manifestation, you give a clear sign as to where you want it to go. Usually the end point is the manifestation, but living that manifestation is so much richer. And your own personality will determine how that manifestation will come to life. But the fun thing of it is when you manifest, you can dream all that. Yeah? So the more you actually go into the manifestation, the bigger, the richer it gets. And what I often see is that people have an intention, which is quite modest, but by manifesting on a daily basis, that intention becomes the 2.0, the 3.0, and people really let go. Because manifestation is a dream, and we used to dream as children, but somehow we got told by adults or teachers that, you know, keep your feet to the ground. Don't dream too much. Be realistic at what you want.
Take life serious.
Yeah, and that's best in best case. Sometimes we get feedback like, you're never going to get there. Yeah, but still, turning that around makes the impossible possible. And it goes fast. Yeah.
And like you said, it's not about manifestation. It's not an end point. There's actually never in life there's an ending of something. There's a destination to reach.
Exactly. It's always moving. Yeah, because it's the way you create your life, basically. Yeah, with all the details and all the good stuff that happens. So that's basically what you do when you start manifesting. Yeah.
What happens when you manifest things you don't like?
That's an interesting one.
Or how do you handle manifestations you don't, you didn't intend? Not liking is not the right. It's not the right.
I know, actually, I think usually manifestation starts from something we want. It starts from dreaming that specific thing. However, when you become really good at manifesting, sometimes the manifestation takes over. And for me, that's often where I say, oh no, not another project. But I follow it at the same time. So what happens is, because I've been manifesting for such a long time, sometimes the visualization comes without me setting the intent. And I lean into it, even though I don't necessarily want it. Yeah. The thing is, every new dream, to realize it, has a part of action to it. And sometimes when manifestations follow up each other fast, there's the action. Am I capable of doing the action? But that's interesting because it tells you to trust life more. Yeah. To give an example of what happened in my life, I manifested a house abroad. It took me some time to realize it. I renovated a house in Belgium. I needed some time to relax and not do anything. And boof, the house in abroad was there. So immediately, my response would not say, no, I'm not going to do this now.
Not now.
Not now, but the manifestation is now alive. So, so I leaned into it. And I realized it's more my fear of, such a big project again now, than anything else. So I lean into it. And because I lean into it, you'll see that it'll work out fine. And that's what happens a lot with manifestors. They tell me, I'm scared to, get another visual of what I'm going to be doing in my life because it's going to be taking me to another place again. Yeah.
Doubt leaks more energy than failure.
Yeah, not doing anything makes you more scared than doing it and not being good at it, for instance, for sure. But the whole hesitation costs a lot more energy than people assume. And still, there's a lot of people who don't manifest because they're scared of failing. It's a fact of life, I guess. But if you want to grow, failure is part of it. There's nothing else you can do. And failure is a lot less time consuming than not taking any decision, for sure. Yeah.
And there's nothing bad or wrong with failure, actually. Actually, what is it, failure?
The thing is, it's accepting that to grow will feel uncomfortable. And it's having the willingness to let go of that perceived certainty. And I say perceived because there is no real certainty in life, is there now? And the more you jump and the more you fail, the easier it will become to fail. You no longer think about what will others say because you know that it's part of the process. And the adversity of that is that you don't do anything at all and you stay where you are and you don't grow. So then the choice is quite easily made, isn't it? Yeah.
Allow yourself to move.
Allowing yourself to move. And, if there's a culture at work or with colleagues where failure is not allowed, then change the environment, I would say. Because it's people that are stuck. It's environments who don't evolve, who don't innovate, and that's not where you want to be. Yeah.
Or maybe you want to be, but you can be in both places. You can want change and not choose for change.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Clarity trains perception. Focus rewires behavior, and emotion fuels direction. Clarity, focus, and emotion are three important parts of manifesting. Let's start with emotion. It fuels direction.
Yeah, manifestation doesn't only happen in the head. You have a clear intention. That's a mental, I would say, intention. And when you start visualizing, you get specific feelings around it. I mean, your intention needs to be clear as well, because if you have a vague description of where you want to get, it's very hard to stay focused on that intention. But you enrich it through the story that you create around the manifestation. And that's what you feel. If you look at that big television screen and you see yourself in that dream, you will feel certain things. So that's why it's so powerful. Clarity is also needed, because if you don't set a clear intention, well, where are you going to go? And keep your focus on it. It's a daily principle. Just don't lose it.
And like I used the sentence, clarity trains perception. In what light would you place perception in this topic, manifestation?
It's if you set a specific intention that gives a direction, you give clarity to it by having specific words to it. And bringing those specific words will help you get a clear image of what it is you want. Because sometimes we think we want certain things. What happens is, if I make it clear, I often get a different image than the image that I had in my head. For instance, becoming a therapist. I would suppose that it's not very clear what I want to become. You visualize yourself as somebody that works in a cognitive way. If you continue the manifestation, all of a sudden you will see a therapist who does movement, for instance, or who does work in a spiritual way. And that visualization, that dedicated manifestation, will take away the perception of what you thought a therapist had to be. So you allow your other senses, so not just your head, to make that dream come to life. Because we have 4 bodies. We don't have one body. We don't have just a brain. So again, those aspects of the soul will become very clear. And what you thought your manifestation was will be much more an embodied experience of your manifestation. And your perception changes for sure.
Of course.
Yes.
And last one, focus rewires behavior.
If you want to change what you are doing, you need to be disciplined.
What is discipline?
Discipline means repeating it over and over again until it's integrated in full. I mean, there's been a lot of studies about this, that the human behavior can only change after a minimum 21 days of repetition, because the nervous system is actually incapable to transform if not repeated at least 21 days. So on average between 21 and 30 days. That's interesting, because it means that we can change every behavior. I see it in a positive light. For instance, if you're a smoker for 30 years, it doesn't matter, because between 21 and 30 days, you are capable of transforming anything. But you require some form of repetition to make sure that your nervous system adapts to the new behavior, adapts to the new system, really. And that's why, we say this for grounding exercises, for meditation, and so on. Doing it once will not make you change your habits. The nervous system is not capable to do that. It takes 21 days at least to program your nervous system. So just even if you don't like it, continue with it at least 21 days. And if you say after 21 days, I've not noticed anything, okay, then change a different route perhaps. But try it at least.
It's something that I noticed myself, the balance between motivation and discipline. And motivation is something that comes and goes. And actually discipline is a fundament where you can build on. But also discipline comes from the very clear intention that you set for yourself in any way. It could be with food, with sports, with manifestation, with so many different things in life. But being honest with that clear intention for yourself is the fuel for discipline.
Exactly. Because it drives you. And it becomes a lot less effortless, a lot more effortless.
Less effort or effortless.
That's exactly it,
True. What you chase controls you, and what you embody follows you.
That's quite a good way of expressing duality again. Chasing means you are following something that does not want to be with you. And there the law of attraction applies. Yeah, something that does not want to be with you is not worth chasing. Yeah, so turning that around means fully living an experience, means that you can accept it, that you can, that it becomes part of your daily life, basically. And in manifestation, it's the same between hoping and knowing. Really, really wanting something, but not believing it. Yeah, so chasing it, but not being sure that you're going to get there. So there's a lot of doubt, and doubt has a specific energy that pulls you down, that takes you away from the manifestation. Whereas knowing you will get there and being really comfortable with it and repeating that knowing, makes it part of your system. And that's when when you are creating that reality, really. Sometimes it's good to say, I will be a teacher in 5 years' time, even if you're not a teacher yet. You can even say, I am a teacher. Because you know that that's what you're doing. It's already there. And some people tell me, well, isn't that lying? Well, who would call you a liar? I mean, if this is really what you feel and this is your biggest dream, then express it and make sure you get there in that sense.
And be honest with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because if that is such a dream that you are holding, then express it. It's about you, how you create that reality, because somebody that will doubt you is just a reflection of the doubt that you still have on the inside. So try and deal with that doubt and make it a knowing manifestation instead of a hoping manifestation. Yeah.
Because with hope, actually you attract more hope. And that means not receiving what is part of you or what is attracted to you, because actually you attract more of the same. And that means the desire.
Hoping is outside of you. So it means inside of you, it's not there. Knowing is it's there. So even if today you're not a teacher and you want to be a teacher in 5 years, call yourself a teacher. Because then you embody it. You no longer have to chase it. It is already there, and create from there. But yeah, I see that a lot of manifestation. It's the chasing. I've manifested the biggest house and I'm still not there, and I've been doing this for 10 years. When will it come now? And I usually say, do you really believe you will have it? Well, no, apparently not, because otherwise it would have been in my manifestation. I said, let's try and change the energy about that. And then the knowing is really much more soft. Start from there. And then I tell people, just tell people that you just bought a really big house. Yeah, but I haven't bought a big house. I said, but just tell people. But that's a big step for some people to do still, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not it's not the first step to begin.
Yeah.
I think in the previous episodes we had a lot of different episodes with a lot of different topics. For many people, the first place to start is not with manifesting.
Yeah.
There's so many parts of the process that are fundamental for your basis to become aware of it, or maybe transform first.
Yeah.
And again, we are using the word effortless with intention. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And when you feel that you're putting a lot of effort into it, that means there's something in your base or in your fundamentals that's not in the right direction, that is not attuned in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing it instead of being it. That's the difference, isn't it? Yeah, for sure.
Last fun for this episode is desire versus identity.
A desire is good, because a dream is something you desire and you want. But it's the embodiment that makes the difference. Something that is not embodied is not identifiable with yourself. So make it really specific for who you are. I mean, if I would manifest being a teacher, that visualization would be completely different than if you would manifest being a teacher. So our direction would be clear, our focus would be clear, but the realization of that manifestation itself will be completely different. So you really have to embody every part of that. And how you do that is repeating that manifestation, getting more and more details allowing yourself to look at that television screen and all of a sudden make that screen bigger. Also visualize that you step into the screen, that you are part of that dream already. Those are all techniques that I use to make sure that it becomes fully identified.
And authentic.
And very authentic, yeah. Because no matter what we dream, the details will always be different. But it's those details that you are creating. So your own unique, pure creation is always going to be different from anyone else's.
And is it in this way that the identity, like we said in the episode about energetic coding, when you're still aligned with old identities, and I mean old with the ones you learned
that no longer serve
that
us.
no longer serves us, the ones that you adopted in a way to survive, that they influence your intention and your manifestation. And actually you get something, as I asked you, you get a manifestation that is not what you intended yourself, what you perceived yourself.
Perception was. It's true, and it goes both ways. Manifestation also helps us to de-identify those parts of us that are not ourselves, because you are working with it, because you have that mood board on the wall, because you look at it on a daily basis. All these details come around it, and it's, okay, that's what I want. Yeah, and that's it. A manifestation is evolving, and it will surprise us for sure. It will surprise us. Things will pop up that we did not anticipate, that we did not perceive. But when they come and we can accept it, that's when we are creating in full.
And that's actually the beauty. What I find, that's my mind tells me, like, actually that's the beauty when you become aware of what manifestation is.
Exactly.
It's not getting what you want, but actually life showing you who you are.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good summary, Thomas. Yeah, I really like that. Indeed.
Something more to add now about manifestation, about the things you've written in the book. Like I said, I started with it. In the book, you have the steps from intention to gratitude and all the different ones in between. There are also exercises, of course.
Yeah, well, I would invite people to start manifesting, really. It's such a powerful technique to make sure that you lose all those parts that no longer serve you. Your focus is there, and start with something small. If you are scared of manifesting, start with something small. It will never harm you. See how fast you get results, and then you can gradually move it up again. I mean, we are dreamers. The human race is made to dream. Otherwise, we would not be dreaming as much as children. So that in itself means that somewhere along the way, we lost that capability, and we can return to it. So yeah, be surprised and start with something right now. Make yourself a mood board about a specific manifestation, a short term, and start doing it. Don't no longer wait about the right technique, but just dive into it right now.
As last one, can you share an example of a small one that maybe you used in the past, you started with yourself?
For the recent ones, obviously, it's quite funny. So it's not such a small one anymore, but I manifested a house abroad. It's really funny because I had some really strong ideas around that. And when the house finally, when I saw it in my visualization, it was totally different from what I imagined before. And following that has led me to buying the house. And with a lot less effort than I expected. Because it's almost unbelievable how that house came on my path, because it actually belongs to a Belgian woman who is doing very similar things that I am doing at a moment that I was not looking for a house at all. And it's in the exact same spot that I visualized the house in, unexpectedly. So that's a recent example, I would say. There's many, many more. Everything that comes on my path is almost manifested. But anyway, that's a clear example.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for joining us on the path of awareness. Pay attention, open up, and remind yourself that awareness is not a destination. It's a way of life. See you in the next episode.